Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video, and this one again is me using some of Dina's new release on a slightly different project. Can't speak already, that doesn't bode well, does it? So I'm starting off using some of the new jumbled letters collage paper. On one page I'm going to stick some on the front and the back. My thinking here was that I was going to be cutting this page in half and create like a flip up page, and before I cut it I wanted to already have some collage paper on there because I figured it was probably easier to do it this way than to faff about with little tiny bits once I'd cut the page in half and extended it long ways. So that was why I did it this way, and I think it would actually have worked as well to have put the paint on first too. That would have worked okay, but actually it was quite fun to put the paint on after, so either way would work perfectly well. So I'm just layering up different pieces of the jumbled letters collage paper. This is a fabulous pack of collage paper. The different backgrounds that there are in it are just, they're going to be so useful, and just those different styles of font and text are just lovely to put onto a page, either as a background starter or, you know, using them as little focal points, or little bits of pattern on your page as well. So I'm using some matte gel medium to stick these down in place. I haven't added any gesso to this page before I started, so here I'm just kind of eyeballing this, and I was nearly right. It was nearly the right size. I just had to trim it down a tiny bit, and since sticking it in I have had to trim it down a little bit more on the side that sits next to the spine when it's folded over, because I did it too close, and then when it folds in, obviously it's putting extra strain on the spine because it's making it bulkier. So I have trimmed it a little bit, and I've also taken a couple more pages out of the journal. They won't go to waste. I will use them for other projects as well. So then I'm starting to add some colours onto the page. Thought I would kind of work down in like a rainbow way. So, and here I thought I might as well use what I've got left over on the reverse. So I'm just going to work my way down and just paint on those rainbow colours. So the colours I've used, you can probably tell me by now, are ruby, tangerine, lemon, lime, turquoise, orchid. This is blackberry, and then on the inside of the flip up I also use some fuchsia. I think the only thing that I do like the colour of the fuchsia. The only thing I don't like about it is that out of all Dina's paints, this one is quite reactive. So if you put white over the top of it, it will come through. So this is a piece of collage paper from the jumbled letters collage pack, and here I'm just painting some white paint onto the back of it, because what I want to do is cut some of these circles out, but I want them to be more prominent than they would be if I just cut them out and stuck them on as the collage paper. They would kind of melt into the background, and I wanted them to be more in your face than that, I guess. This is the connected dots stencil, and here I'm just going in and adding some stenciling on using, I think that's heather. And you can see even at this point I wasn't really sure where that face was going to go. I was still sort of working it out. Next I'm using a white gel pen and I'm just putting in the whites of the eyes. Just helps to bring the face alive a little bit more. And some pink cheeks using a Posca pen. Then I am sticking it in place using some of Dina's ultra thick gel medium, which is perfect for sticking transparencies into the journal because it dries really, really clear. So it doesn't dry kind of cloudy like it is at the minute. Once it's dry, you cannot see it at all. So that's quite good. So then the piece of collage paper was also dry, so I'm cutting out some of the circles, and you can see now that they've got that paint on the back of them. They are going to be a really good, just like an extra add-on, little bit of collage on the page. And again, using the ultra thick gel medium to stick these in place. I did stick some of them over the top of the transparency. That worked perfectly well. Obviously, while the gel medium is wet, they will kind of slide around a little bit if you are messing with them too much. But once you kind of found where you want them to be and pop them in place, and if you don't mess too much, they will just stay put. So yes, like I say, I'm just using these as like an extra piece of collage on my page, and another bit of contrast as well because they're white and black, and at the minute there isn't any of that on my flip up page at all. So then I'm using my Dotty stamp and some black archival ink just to bring a bit more pattern around those little pieces that I've added on. And then this is the Angles stencil, which is the new one from Dina. And I'm going to use these as journaling lines. So I'm going to put some of my writing on these lines. They're just kind of shouting out to that for me, really, because of the way they are. And you can cut like it's here, you can see that I've twisted that just so that I can get them to go the way that I want them to be. But these are going to be perfect for using for journaling. So then I'm going to be using them in blocks of 2. So I'm just kind of outlining roughly using a Posca pen where I'm going to write. And then once I've done that and given that a quick dry, I'm then going to go in and do my writing on those ready-made journaling lines. And I am doing the trick of making your letters touch the top and the bottom. Then you get that very uniform look with your writing. This would work with lowercase letters as well if you didn't want to write in capital letters. So once I'd got it written, I then decided that I would go in and just add a bit of boldness to one side of the letters. You can see it just makes them kind of pop out a little bit more from the background. Apologies about my head in the left-hand corner down there. I think I must have been concentrating and leaning over. I'm at that funny stage, that funny age where my eyesight isn't so brilliant for close work. But then if I've got my laptop just a little bit away from my desk, if I've got something on there, I can't actually see that very well if I've got my reading glasses on, which I need on to work on my journal pages. Then I'm just adding some white dots onto my page using this little bit of recycled plastic that I'm hanging on to, and then some white splatters as well, just to kind of break up those mark making areas too. And that is pretty much it for this page. So here's a little video just showing how it looks, how it works. I think it's really fun to do this kind of thing in your journal, just to alter the pages so that they don't open quite how you expect they ought to. It's kind of a nice little surprise, and again, just love using those lovely bright rainbow colours along with lots of Dina's new goodies. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Come back again tomorrow for more inspiration using Dina's new release.